selling going on Friday, but we had the nice rebound on Monday. NASDAQ really outperforming, and then yesterday, great performance from both the NASDAQ and the Dow, S&P as well. A nice big strong move to the upside, and a lot of that fueled by a less focus, I think, on the short sellers and far more focus on the markets at hand. And so what we saw yesterday was the financials, very impressive day yesterday. Industrials as well with Caterpillar and Boeing and those kinds of names. Biotech, once again, hitting new highs, so that's been a factor. As a matter of fact, when you look over at the NASDAQ, you had the triple threat yesterday. You had semiconductors, you had the biotech, and you had technology all working together, and that was really what was fueling the NASDAQ in a hurry yesterday as far as that big move that we saw to the upside. As a matter of fact, the NASDAQ jumping about 2.5%. That's a pretty monstrous move in a single day. So we did have crude moving. It was up around 55. That sort of fizzled early in the day, early in the session. We had those beta names in the energy side of things. Those fizzled back down as well. But the rest of the markets, we continued to see that strength that we had been seeing. Now, let's just go over volatility just for a second here. Last Friday, we hit over 37 on the volatility index. By the time we got to Monday, we were down towards 34. Tuesday, right around 28. Today, we are dipping even lower. As a matter of fact, we closed below 26 yesterday. Today, we opened underneath 25. So we really have had a huge move. That's a monstrous move in a short period of time, just going back to last Friday and those markets that were getting sold off so strong. 41 million contracts trading yesterday, another monstrous day of trading, a little bit less than what we had been seeing, a little bit more of a calm market, even though the movement was really to the upside. AMC, Apple, throw in GameStop, the million contract club, all trading. Actually, GameStop was just a little under that. It was 962,000 contracts, but a lot of volume once again, and it's getting spread across multiple different names. It's not as isolated as it once was, where it was just 2, 3, 4 names that were a monstrous percentage of what we are seeing. Now we are seeing much more widespread use of the derivatives markets across a multiple of different sectors and different names. Absolutely, that's been something very positive. So you look at today, and we were looking, the Dow was down, call it really flat early on. We had the NASDAQ really running pretty nicely because of what we were seeing coming from Google and Amazon. That sort of faded in terms of Amazon. The markets have been slowly slipping, and then suddenly the Dow was down 50. Then it was down 100. Right now, I'll take a quick look for you and see exactly. We're down 140 right now on the Dow. The NASDAQ, which had been running to the upside, up over 100, actually just returned from being in negative territory and now looking like it's just about flat. So a really nice volatile day right now early on, which is, I say nice because it creates all the different opportunities that we see each and every day. So early on we had strength. It was Amazon, it was Biogen, it was some of the silver names as well, getting a little bit of a boost. It was Alibaba as well, Google, Tilray, those kind of names. Amazon's given up that as well. We just talked about that in terms of moving over into the red. Some weakness out of Amgen and Chipotle. Chipotle down about 3-4%, something like that today after these unbelievable runs that's been on. When you look at valuations, it does make you scratch your head a little bit, but they've had all of the success with the digital and they've done an amazing job. You have to give hats off to what they've been able to accomplish over the last year or more. So energy early on certainly was something, again, as we watch the price of crude get back up over that 55 level once again. It was interesting looking over at the Dow because at one point in time I looked over and what was leading the Dow? Boeing. What was pulling on the Dow? It was Caterpillar. So you got both sides of this whole industrial trade as well that's been playing out. By the way, yesterday, those financials really were on fire. So let's not forget that. We had a lot of option activity across the board and multiple different names there as well, looking for upside. We'll see if that trend continues. And they were buying a little bit of time. We've talked about that more and more. You know where they're not buying time? In some of the unusual that I've got today. So rocket companies, this thing has been on fire. Now, these don't expire Friday. These expire February 12th. And what are they buying? They're buying the 23 strike calls, going for about 60 to 90 cents. The stock was trading at 21.5 at the time of the trade. I always want to make sure that you understand the price of the stock at the time, 21.50 in this case, and what the options we're going for, 60 to 90 cents. That way you can have a range and a gauge in where the stock really maybe has moved to, and if it's moved too fast already, because things do move extremely fast in this market, as we all know. But that was about 2,300 of those. Secondly, I've got Triple D. Now, 3D Systems. This one's pretty interesting as well. Haven't seen this name in what seems like a really long time, at least not that I can recall. Stock was trading underneath 41.5, and we had buyers of Fridays. Yes, Fridays. Today, Wednesday, 05. So February 5th, Friday's expiration. This gives you just a short period of time. Today, tomorrow, Friday. Gotta happen. Gotta have some movement. So they were trading around 41.50, just a little bit below that number as far as the stock. The options they were buying were the 50 strike calls, and they bought about 3,600 of these between 45 cents and 85 cents. So risk reward wise, like the trade, but you know, that big run towards 50, that seems like a long distance in a short period of time. But we all know what we've been watching in the markets of late, and we've seen these markets getting pushed around and certain names that have been moving very, very rapidly as well. So you can't discount anything any longer. But that is an extreme move in a short period of time. We'll see if that plays out as well. I will be on the halftime report today. I was mistaken when I was talking about going on Friday. I'm not on Friday. I'm actually on today. So I'll see you at noon today. All kinds of changes in what I've done in terms of the portfolio. A lot of movement, a lot of shifting. Yesterday, really active day once again. Really excited about that. I'll tell you what, the shifting and moving and what we have seen up and down about these very high short interest names, the movements that we've seen there, some of what we've heard. Sheila Bair, by the way, if you missed that interview, I'd highly recommend going back and listening to that. Really great interview about some of what could be fixed as far as going into the future, because right now people feel like it was fixed against them, and I can't blame folks at all for some of that feeling. But I think there are things that need to be done and will be done, and I think Sheila Bair had some great ideas on that as well. Look forward to seeing you later on around noon on the East Coast, 11 o'clock here Central Time. Look forward to seeing you then. And until then, we'll see you next time. Market Rebellion here. I'll tell you what, it's taken off. The rebellion is going.